for joining. Today we're going to share how to create a fun kind of faux quilted card. So using this window die from Your Next Stamp, which, you know, there's so many possibilities for this die. I was playing with it last night, and today I came up with lots of different ideas. So I'm actually going to use this stamp next week in another technique. But for today, what I did was I went ahead and I die cut some of those ahead of time. And what's really cool, let me see if you can see. Can you see those stitches on there? So there's stitches, and I love dies that have stitches. So believe how easy it is. I'm going to go ahead and put a craft mat down, a well-loved craft mat. And this is just an A2 card base. So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock cut in half. So you have it, it's 5.5 by 8.5, and when you fold it, it is an A2 size card. So that is going to be my base. And I'm going to use this Gina K tape runner. The reason why I love this is it's repositionable. So like if I put it down and need to move it, I can do that. And I'm doing this on a craft mat. This is almost the width of these lines here on this die. But if it goes off a little bit, it's going on that craft mat, and I can just get rid of it really easily. Now I'm going to hold right here where there is no tape and just put little bits of tape on these windows. And I'm going to place this and try and center it. I eyeball everything. So I'm just going to place it right down on my card. So card's almost done. It is so quick. Then I'm going to use some of the amalgam ink from Gina K. And I said I was going to use, today I'm using the 1-inch diamond, the double diamonds, and the Chevron. Those are the stamps I'm using. And I already have them out here. And when I use these stamps, a lot of times I do not use an acrylic block. You can, if it's going to make you feel more comfortable. These about a 1/4 inch thick, and I don't feel like I need to use a block. But if that's what makes you feel more comfortable, go ahead. See, I haven't even taken the plastic off this one, or the backing. So I inked this up really well. And what's amazing about this particular die is these are 1-inch stamps, and these are 1-inch opened areas. So I can just take this and stick it down there. And I use my fingers to get a good impression. Like if you had the acrylic block, you could just push it and it would work. But it fills up that space perfectly. And I'm going to just create, I have 3 different patterns, so I'm going to create a pattern just going down in lines. And I see that that one didn't ink up as well as maybe it could have. I'm going to see if I can reline it up. I haven't tried that yet, but because it's exactly 1 inch, look at that. I was able to line it right back up because that opening is the exact size of this stamp. And that's what's amazing about these stamps. There is no lip on them, so you can see exactly where you're placing it and reposition it if you didn't have enough ink. That's what I love about these. So I'm going to do that. I know I'm going to do 2 different patterns, so I'll come down here in this bottom corner with the diamonds again. See how quick this card can come together? Now I'm going to do the chevron. I want to move my ink so it's not like in your way. So I'm going to do this chevron, and I'm going to do it up here. You can do it in any order you want. You can do this like a patchwork crazy patch quilt, and you don't have to have a definite pattern. I'm just going in a pattern because I do like the repetitiveness of seeing the design that way. And then I'm going to come down here in these 2. But see, this comes together so quick, and it makes a great card. I love the black and white together. Black and white is great for a masculine card. And of course, it can be good for any kind of card, but it's hard sometimes to come up with cards for guys. But like if you do this in black and white, and then you do a happy birthday or whatever the sentiment is that you want to use, that would just finish the card off and be great for a guy. Oops. So that one I didn't get enough ink on. I didn't actually look at it when I did it. Let's see if I can line this one back up. As long as you keep it, we'll see if I do it before I say it. As long as you keep it going in the right direction. But see, able to line that right back up. But as long as you keep it in the same direction, as long as you hadn't turned it, you should be good, because like I said, these openings are 1 inch and these stamps are 1 inch. So it works perfectly together. But this card comes together so quick. I know I could restamp that. I just want to get this finished. See how quick that comes together? Right, Beverly, perfect for a masculine card. So there you go. Super easy card. And I have got some die cut sentiments. And this little package comes with, I think, 61 different sentiments. And you know, there's happy birthday, there's celebrate, there's thank you, thinking of you, miss you, whatever it is you want to put. You can just grab one of these and attach it. See, like that, and you could be done. So quick and easy. So that's one card. Now I want to show you on this one, what I did was I just took, I think it's about 1.5 inches. I cut 1.5 inches square and then just put this just a note sentiment right on top of there to give it a different look. I mean, these are all squares. The background was a square, so I chose that oval. And I just think that's a quick and easy card. You could put a little bow on there if you wanted, if you were giving it to a girl. But I want to show you how easy it is to do something like this too. So for this die, So this card is 5.5 by 4.25. So I would say that this die is 5.25 by 4 inches. And I cut some cardstock so that it would fit perfectly on the back here. And to create this rainbow color, I just got out 3 colors. Let me see, this is cherry red, wild dandelion, and blue denim. I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit. And while on here I have red up in the corner, I started with the yellow because I like to do the lightest color first. And I'm using these really great brushes from Pink and Maine. What's so cool about them is they're really comfortable and they fit in these little holders. So I love that. So this is my yellow, and you can just swirl to pick up that ink. And then I just took and I did yellow right down the center, because I know I'm going to come in with the red and blue from the other 2 sides, but I did the yellow a little wider because when I do the red over it, that'll give it a little orange. And when I do the blue over it, a little green will show up. So this is, to me, this is so relaxing to color this way. And there, you can use daubers, you can use makeup sponges. You don't have to have these brushes. It just makes it kind of quick and easy. So I do that until I have a nice yellow that I like right there in the center. And then I'm going to move the yellow out of the way. I'm going to do the cherry red. Same thing, just pick up the color. And now for this one, I'm going to start up at the corner here and come off onto the mat a little bit. And then blend it down into the yellow. And this isn't exact by any means. We're going to be covering it with that window die. But you can see where the yellow and the red meet, it's a little orange there. And I just like using these primary colors. And these inks blend really well. So you just do it until you're happy with the way it looks. So I'm going to turn it, and then I'm going to work with the blue. Same thing. And doing cards like this, you could do a whole stack of these white bases and do these really quickly too. So again, I'm coming off onto the craft sheet, and then I'm going down into the yellow and blending that. And you can see there's just a little bit of green in there with the blue and the yellow mixing. See how easy that was? Super easy. The yellow is just a little bit, you can make it as small or as big as you want. Do what's comfortable for you. I ran out of baby wipes, so I'm using one of my little rags here to wipe that excess ink off. Have to buy baby wipes. So that would be pretty just like that, but I'm going to ink it up. And for this one, I used one of my background stamps. And my background stamps from Unity also are made with no lip. Because of that, you are able to take and place this into the corner if you have a MISTI. You don't have to do it with a MISTI, but it makes it easy. You can place it right in the corner because you're going to cover this whole thing. So there is no room to put a magnet on it. You could tape it from the back, but because there's no lip on this stamp, it will go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to ink this up with the Malga ink. And what's nice when you use a stamp positioner, if you don't get enough ink when using a big stamp like this, if this lifts up with your stamp, you can just put it right back down into that corner and it's going to be exactly where you need it to be. So I just ink that up and fold this over, and it lines up perfectly. And then I just rub. Because it's a big stamp, you need some pressure on there. And I know my camera's shaking. I'm sorry about that. But you need some pressure on there. Look how amazing that is. It just turns out so great. But if you hadn't inked it up enough, you could re-ink this and put it down. And if this had lifted up, like I said, it would go right back into the corner and you could re-ink it. It is that easy. So set this out of the way, and that is my starburst background. So now I'm going to take the window die, and there is no right or wrong. The stitching shows up on both. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to tape it again. Do those long edges, and then come over here and just tape in between. I'm going to leave this laying down, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it right on top because it's cut just a smidge smaller than that frame. Like that. And then you just attach it to the card base and you end up with this. It's so easy to create these. I mean, I love this window die and I love that it works so well with my stamps. I wanted to show you this one too. This one I did the exact same way, although I didn't use the background stamp. I taped the window onto the rainbow colored background, and then I stamped it the same way I stamped this one. I just took and did the stamps instead of the background. So either way, it makes for a great card. I mean, these are quick and easy. This already stuck. I don't know that that's where I want it, but it was just, but you can use whatever sentiments you want. But like I said, this package of sentiments, it comes with 61 die cut sentiments, and they're available in my shop. So you can use, there's just so many. And this is one of my favorite. Let's do wine. So whatever you want to do, but these cards are quick and easy to make. I hope you like them. I'm going to ask Lisa to come back in, and I'm going to switch my camera and then see if I can see some of the questions that you guys might have. So, let's see, there we go. So I'm waiting for Lisa to come back in. I'm going to see if I can look at any of your questions. So pretty, the rainbow inks with the stars. Right. I mean, they're quick cards and they're easy, but I think they look really good. I mean, but you could make a bunch of these. I mean, actually, I must admit, between last night and today, I did over a dozen cards because I was doing different techniques. I'll show you a sneak peek of what I'm going to do next week. There's Lisa. I'm going to let her in. So this is a sneak peek in the between last night and today. You got to turn your sound down, Lisa, because I was doing. This is a sneak peek of what I'm doing next week with that same die and with some of my products. But this was so quick and easy. And I mean, I really like the black and white because you never know. It's nice to, I have 14 grandchildren. So when their birthdays come around, it's nice to have some card bases done, even without the sentiment, because I never know what I'm going to say, or, you know, sometimes it's not just happy birthday, sometimes it's celebrate, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a bunch of these made, and I run out of the boys' ones all the time. So it's nice to have them ready and available for when I need them. So love that stamp. The card in red, white, or blue would be great for 4th of July. Yes, Rebecca, it would be stunning in red, white, and blue.
Yeah, it would.
That would be good. Keep several in your stash. Yes, you always want to have card bases available because you never know when you need a card.
This is true. I love what Denise said. She said that she's excited to have just gotten one of your stamp sets.
Oh, yay!
Can't wait to try them. So yay, Denise. You're going to love them. Those stamps, they just, I don't know if you got the geometric ones or the backgrounds, but either one of them you're going to love.
I guess I didn't show this. Okay,
yeah,
so like here's the stamps, and they butt right up next to each other to create endless patterns and backgrounds. That's what the patent is on. It's so that they all go together to create those seamless backgrounds and patterns.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know if a lot of people, you know that about a patent, but you are the only one that makes these stamps.
I should be.
These are yours. Well, yeah, but I mean, these are yours. You designed them. You went through all the process and everything. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. I actually wrote the patent myself.
Yes, you did. I remember.
Because a patent attorney was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah. And when I wrote the patent, it was when they were changing the law. And they were changing the law, like it was in December about 8 or 9 years ago. And they were changing the law to where it doesn't matter if you came up with the idea and you were the first person. It was going to change after the first of the year that anybody could take that idea if you didn't have the patent on it first. If you didn't, you have to do a patent to protect it. But yeah, I wrote the patent myself because my attorney didn't quite understand the concept of the stamps. And then after I had written the patent and I showed them to her, she was like, oh my gosh, you need to see my patent attorney, because she wasn't a patent attorney. And I was not feeling good about that because I knew how much it cost. Well, I sent him my patent and he tweaked it. It only cost me $200 to have him fix it. So it's a lot of work, but
it was a lot of work because that patent was pages. I remember us talking about it.
Yeah.
When you first did it, and then you were like, oh my gosh, I'm working on this patent, and it was just like pages long. Holy smokes. Yeah, something I wouldn't want to do. I'm not that brave.
Well, you get an idea.
But it's nice to say that it's your own.
It is.
Your very own.
It is.
I love that.
Thank you. So we want to remind everybody to like, share, and comment with the hashtag BellaCrafts to enter for this week's giveaway, which is a $25 gift card from Your Next Stamp. And they have this great die. Lisa uses their stamps a lot because Lisa is the stamping queen.
Stamping queen.
So they have tons of dies, and you're going to want to check them out. And if you didn't see Lisa's video earlier today, you want to watch that, like, share, and comment that, because for each time you hashtag BellaCrafts, because even when you're sharing it, if you're sharing it in a group and you hashtag BellaCrafts, it will show up in our search.
Mm-hmm.
And you can enter as many times as you want, because the more you enter, the more times your name is in there.
Yep.
To win.
Yep. That's very true. So make sure that you share.
Sharon, you got here late. I missed the important part. I haven't seen it. Sharon, this is
Sharon.
This is the card I shared.
I love that, Penny.
So I shared that one, and I shared how to color the background and use, like, this is one of my background stamps, and then this is my 1-inch stamps. So you can get that faux quilted look with this great window die. And I have a similar die myself that I made, and I'm going to use both of the dies next week because they actually work really well together.
They do. And those projects that you are doing next week are so beautiful.
I gave them a sneak peek, but so cute. I like the many different patterns. Yes, I do. I have a lot of different patterns in the stamps.
Yeah, I like, Penny said queen bee. And you know what? I probably should explain that about the stamping queen, because I own a business called Stampin' Queen Creations. So, which is, where I did a lot of my art and stuff when Ann and I first met. And, then we kind of got together and decided she started Bella Crafts. So I don't really use my old business. Well, I don't use it ever anymore, but that's where the name comes from, Penny. So yes, it was Stamping Queen Creations. So my husband came up with that name.
And she stamped at that time when I met her over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She stamped on everything but cards.
I did.
I told her to go back to her roots a little bit, and she did that today. She stamped on lampshades. She stamped on fabric. She stamped on all sorts of things. She did not really make cards.
No,
although she's very good at making cards.
I love making cards, as long as, like I said, I like them to move and pop and pull and, and do all of those cool things. But I started out with cards and got bored very easy. So then I wanted to know, okay, what else can I stamp on? And at that time, nobody was stamping on anything but paper,
right.
So yes, I will be doing some more stuff that, like you said, lamps. I love stamping on wood. I love doing lampshades, and oh yeah, so you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of that. I'll still be doing cards, too, for our
You
card
will.
makers. Yes, but I am going to go back to my roots, like Ann said.
I see Christine said she won some stamps during the craftathon, and she made
Oh,
a card. Christine,
oh,
if you haven't joined our group, Do You Love to Craft, or if you are a member of Do You Love to Craft, we would love to see your card. We love
oh,
it when you
love
guys
that.
share what you make. And
And I did put the link in
okay, so you just
the
have to look through
comments.
the thread. If you can't find the link, you can just Do You Love to Craft and it'll come up.
Yeah.
Anne's pattern stamps look so cool on fabric.
Oh,
Yes, actually. Okay, so since I'm
oh
sitting
my.
here, this is like one of my favorite pillows ever. My friend Rebecca Meyer made it for me.
Yes, I
But
love
those are
this.
all with, I think she used some of the 2-inch ones too.
Yeah,
But this is all stamped, and
that's beautiful.
it's a beautiful, beautiful pillow she created for me. So when you're
Yes.
stamping on fabric, you want to use a pigment ink. I do have some in my shop. I have to source another supplier for it, but you need a pigment ink because you can heat set the pigment ink and then it's machine washable.
Hmm.
So you want to do that. But yeah, it is beautiful on fabric. That is actually why I created these stamps in the first place, was for quilting. I do upstairs in my sewing room have several quilts that I've done by stamping.
You definitely have to share one of your quilts, like the big colorful one that I love so much. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! And I've done a couple pillows with
Yes,
your
you have.
stuff with your stuff. Oh, I did one this past summer,
Yep.
or well, it was in September because I was at the beach. But yeah, stamping on fabric with them. They're
Mm-hmm.
fabulous stamps.
Red rubber is good for that. I mean, red rubber is really, they're deeply etched,
Yes,
and it makes a difference in the impression you get. So yes, I think
I
so.
agree. I agree.
So Lisa did not announce the winner during her live. No, it's fine. We saved it for this one. It's fine. That way everybody came back.
Yeah.
So Lisa is going to announce the winner from last week, which is a gift package from Lawn
Yes.
Farm.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So they're putting together a package for the winner. You would love to see the quilt. Penny, next week when we're doing our lives, because it's not this, I am truly blessed. I have got a studio that is
Huge.
like 13 by 20,
Huge.
and I have a sewing room. And the quilt is upstairs in the sewing room. But in my defense, I had 5 children. I have a huge house. All the kids are married except one. He's in the military, but all the kids are out of the house. And so with a 5-bedroom house, you do end up with 2 studios.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'll bring one of them down. And the one Lisa is talking about is actually, it's 64 different blocks.
Yeah. Oh, I
With
love it.
all made with the 1 and 2-inch squares and triangles. And it is beautiful. And I am thinking about doing a series of a block of the month where you would do 4 blocks, because you do it on a 16-inch panel. So you could quilt, so you could create a quilt yourself. And it's so easy.
It is easy, and it is such a great idea that you're going to do that. you know, to just show everybody how simple it is to do. It is so the quilt that it is so incredibly gorgeous. I drool over it every time she shows it.
How long did it take me to stamp it? It actually doesn't take that long to stamp because, as you can see with the card, I mean, you just stamp it up. The longest part was coming up with which patterns to use, you know, because they're all quilt patterns, they're all quilt designs. So the hardest part was coming up with the quilt patterns to use.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't take that long. And actually, for this quilt, I did bring it into my local quilt shop and let them quilt it instead of hand quilting it myself. So many times I will just quilt on my own machine, you know, but when I'm doing it, I'm not doing the meandering or anything. I'm doing straight lines or diagonal lines, creating basic patterns. I wanted this one to be quilted, and it's a baby size quilt, but yes, I will bring that down next week.
So gorgeous. So gorgeous.
So Lisa's going to announce the winner. I know we're keeping some of you too long. I know I saw somebody say they had to go help their husband. Denise said she had to go help her husband with a project.
Oh, and wow.
I can relate to that. It is beautiful here. I live in Minnesota. I do believe it might be almost 70 degrees today.
Holy smokes.
So I'm excited.
That's warm. It's like probably in the 90s here.
I would take that, like I always say.
I know. Until you're out there sweating in it, then it's not fun.
No, I would
stuck in a car on the freeway with two wiener dogs in the back in that type of heat, which for 3 hours, which happened to me yesterday. That's a whole other story. Okay, so the winner from last week, which was Lawn Fawn, is Punan Totla.
That's why I had her say it.
Yes, Punan Totla is her name, and I don't see her in today. I know she was here last week, so I will be in contact with her to get that all set and ready to go and let Lawn Fawn know. So congratulations to her. And again, like Ann said, don't forget to like, comment, and share her video and mine. # Bella Crafts. Take it away, sister.
So Penny just said that it is 95 and humid in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Oh, humid.
Okay. So I was wrong. It's only 66 here, but I stepped outside for a minute, and it's nice. And I'm actually going to leave here in a little bit. I have to go down and get the mail and stuff. But I do like warm weather.
Yeah, I don't mind the warm weather, but no, Penny, I don't like the humidity at all. Where I am, it's dry. It's a dry heat. So, but it gets hot. Like,
it does get hot. When we lived in Oklahoma, it would be so humid.
Oh.
Like you could walk outside to your car and you'd be drenched before you got in your car.
Yeah, that happened when we were doing shows in Chicago. We would, step out of the convention center and be like, ah,
I would be like, ooh, I love this.
Yeah, and I would be going, okay, somebody give me a beer. I don't drink beer, but
I don't either.
But something to make this go away. All right.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and I know we rambled on.
Yeah, we did.
But let us know if you like the format of us being live at the beginning and then leaving so that you guys get the big screen of the project and then coming back at the end, because it is fun when we're able to talk with each other. You guys get to know us a little bit more. I mean, that helps, but I do think one of us leaving while the other one is doing the project is going to solve the problem of people loving it but not liking the fact that it was so small.
Yeah.
Especially if you're watching from your phone. It's really small.
I wouldn't even be able to see it. Okay, Christine says she loves the format. So awesome. Thank you for that.
Okay, perfect. And
All right.
Beverly did too.
Good.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
See? Yay.
Well, we love and appreciate all of you guys and appreciate that you come and watch us every single week. So make sure you join us next week at noon and 2 o'clock Central Time. I never try to say all the times like Lisa, but noon and 2 o'clock, and we will be working with my products. So I'm not sure what Lisa's doing. Hopefully something with maybe my watercolors.
Maybe. I don't know yet.
To give her an idea. But we'll see you all next week.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.